Good morning. And welcome to the order of Monday morning. I hope you had a good weekend. Uh, it was a strange and wet weekend here in Sacramento and a little chilly. I just got back between breaks in the rain. Just got back from Temple. This morning I went to. I want to talk about. I want to talk about demons, or at least Goetic spirits. Okay, uh, and this is something that uh, I something that happened, an exchange that I had uh, with a friend who was the partner of a very good friend of uh, of all of us. Uh, it's private, so I'm not going to name names or anything. But it's a very famous person in our subculture, in our literature, and her partner contacted me uh, concerning perhaps helping her out with a Goetic evocation uh, to uh, to return something that had been stolen uh, from her. In this case, her brother stole something from her, and she had read in My Life with the Spirits or somewhere, Low Magic, I suppose, uh, that I've had good luck, and others who I've counseled have had good luck in a similar case, um, using the spirit Andromalius. Now, Andromalius has been kind of an aberration as far as Goetic spirits are concerned. And as I'll say to a gentleman here in another letter, uh, that my working field theory of Goetic evocation is that you got to pretty much have an emotional commitment to the object of your operation. Otherwise, you're not reaching that uh, visceral level where the Goetic uh, spirits operate, inhabit. You have to find your own hell where your problem is coming from, and conquer something there. Uh, Put that problem into a triangle and give it new marching orders. Okay, and but Andromalius has been kind of an aberration because very early on, I'm talking 48 years ago or something, uh, uh, when I was experimenting with Goetic evocation and trying to get a good handle on why I thought it worked so remarkably well. Uh, Somebody had their Volkswagen van stolen. And I said, well, Andromalius, here he's number 72 there, the very last one. Um, he's an earl, great and mighty, appearing in the form of a man holding a great serpent in his hand. His office is to bring back both a thief and the stolen goods, and to discover all wickedness and underhanded dealings, and to punish all thieves and other wicked people. also to discover hidden treasures. Well, he sounds like a great sidekick. Okay, and there again is his sigil, and there's David Wilson's sort of cartoon. Uh, but the car came. I sort of counseled her. Well, this is the procedure, and the circle, and the triangle, and everything else. And here's his sigil. Just draw his sigil out, and then prepare yourself for this, and have a sincere talk, standing in your circle with the sigil and the triangle. Well, she just got home. Well, the very first one, uh, they didn't even do a complete evocation. The car was returned. The car was stolen. It came back, stolen, taken to Mexico, and then back and returned. Uh, and on two other occasions within the next 90 days, other friends with Volkswagen buses or vans stolen. Here's the uh, the sigil. Go home, do the sigil. One of them, they just took the sigil home, and the car was back. Okay, and it sort of shot a hole, in my field theory. Though, you just got to have a personal connected to your your nepish. Got to plunge into your own hell to get it. Well, looks like Andromalius was just, hey, put me on the job. Okay. Uh, so, I was uh, writing about Andromalius, probably in Low Magic or something. This was 20 years ago. So uh, she said her brother had stolen something from her. And I counseled her. I said, well, Andromalius I've had good luck, and nobody's had any complaints uh, about Andromalius. Andromalius never blew up in anybody's face or anything else. He's sort of like, wow, he's kind of a star in my pantheon of spirits. And so I gave her some advice. Okay. And she went ahead and did it. Okay. And I got a letter back from her. This is back in September 2005. The subject is just punishment and Andromalius. Lon, thank you so much for yeah. I feel very supported in the trouble you have taken on my behalf. I have one question. Is Andromalius set on just punishment of the thief, my brother? I was really wanting him to be stopped and the goods returned to me and my sister. I don't want him to be punished, justly or unjustly. Will Andromalius accept this? Now, I'm bringing this up because it stresses the importance of knowing what you want when you set to work to start to tinker with your precious subconscious minds and the power that's latent and resident in that subconscious. Every magical ceremony tends to, in a sense, amend who you are. Every magical ceremony, important, unimportant, anything that you willfully do to in your perception anyway, exercise your will upon the status quo, is intended to, in a sense, mutate you into the kind of person that that stuff happens to. So it's really important. Yes, Andromalius does, what, half a dozen things. He brings back the thief, returns the goods, punishes the thief, everything else. But it's up to you. You can pick and choose. Oh, just bring it back. Okay, that's all. But anyway, so it was a very, very good and thoughtful question. Is Andromalius set on just punishment of the thief, my brother? I was really wanting him to be stopped and the goods returned to me and my sister. I don't want him to be punished, justly or unjustly. Will Andromalius accept this? Best wishes. And here's my response. I remember 20 years ago. I've been mutated in 20 years, so dear, the question should be, can you accept it? It's been my observation that these spirits do not act outside the natural laws of karma. If you have any doubts as to the level of his guilt and or of your responsible justification, then it would be best for you not to take a magical approach to resolving this issue. I don't wish to take the romance out of this kind of operation. After all, it's a spiritual art form that is based on romance and imagination. But in truth, the spirits are merely parts of your own psyche that we've never before identified or controlled. They are like hidden flaws or blind spots in our own character. That's because we've never faced and mastered them. And they continue to sabotage our lives. We sabotage our own lives. Okay. Now, this is not to open up are they objective or yes, I'll say they're part of you, but you are a reflection of everything. So for all intent and purposes, including and especially for the purposes of activating the magic mechanisms of your own self-mutation, you're changing the outside by changing your inside. It's all in your head. You just have no idea how big your head is. And that last part, you don't know how big your head is the answer that wipes out the objective-subjective argument. But I digress. In other words, in this case, Andromalius is the spiritual personification of an aspect of your character, a chink in your armor, that your brother, consciously or unconsciously, sees in you that is giving him the confidence and permission to rob you. Your desire to magically put a stop to all of this is your first step in mastering and repairing that flaw. Your unwillingness to see him receive the natural karmic reaction to his actions is in itself an unnatural stumbling block to this mastery, or at least from my humble perspective. As a magician, it is not, and not a psychologist, So I'm a magician, not a psychologist. So what I'm about to say is purely on a magical level. Please feel completely free to dismiss the following observation as the ramblings of an old fool. You know, I should start every one of my morning chats with you now in its fifth year by saying that. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Order of Monday Morning. Please feel completely free to dismiss the following observations as the ramblings of an old fool. Your reticence, but I digress. Your reticence to see your brother be justly punished for his actions in this matter is precisely why he believes he can get away with it. Your reticence to see your brother justly punished for his actions is the spirit that needs to be mastered. And I quote Crowley's quoting of the Golden Dawn document. Remember that unbalanced force is evil, that unbalanced severity is but cruelty and oppression, but also that unbalanced mercy is but weakness, which would allow and abet evil. Enough of my preaching. Whatever you decide to do or not, I wish you the very best of luck. So that's how Andromalius handled that. And I'm not saying Andromalius has worked every time, because for years, you know, our son has lived overseas in the Far East, and we try from time to time to send him care packages of well, mostly vitamins and nutritional supplements, and which are kind of expensive in themselves, but we want to keep him healthy. And Constance sends a big box, and we have to fill out a million forms at the post office. Japan wasn't so difficult, but when he moved to China, then it started to get really an extra layer of. Well, anyway, we always put Andromalius's seal on the outside of the box. Okay, to keep them from getting stolen or misplaced or something. And for years and years, it worked just fine. But sooner or later, it stopped. Okay. And then secondly, when I was in China, oh, I'm not bringing up Andromalius's failures because I want to brag about all of his successes. Constance had her precious, beautiful bicycle cruiser with the big paperboy basket on it that she shopped with. She loved that like it was a living horse. She got it stolen right out. It was all locked up. They had to have just huge clippers. The chain was that thick. She got it stolen. We put Andromalius to work on it, and that bike was never returned. So I'm not saying it's batting 1,000, but he's batting about 750. Anyway, that's it for that. And I think I've probably gone out of my time. Somebody wrote me that they too, and this was 21 years ago. Dear Lon, I heard your interview on my question about Goetia and of the spirit seer. Now, when you start talking about individual spirits, I'm sorry, even my Andromalius is not your Andromalius, okay? Your spirit seer is not mine, okay? We each have, look, we're all hardwired. Look at it this way: we're all hardwired with 36 of these potential powers, these potential talents, if you will, these potential abilities. And some of us already have lots of them completely under control. They're not acting like destructive demons to us. And some of us have a different set that they're masters of already without naming them or thinking about them as such. And there's some that are just freaking running amok inside us. So it's all different. So my spirit seer, maybe I don't have control over him, and so he's a problem that I'm going to have to master. Uh, and someone else has just almost naturally got him under control. Uh, so don't think like, he's, oh, you evoked Orobos and said he's just a cool guy, and I evoked him, and he stubbed my toe, got infected. I was laid up for, 3 months. So, uh, my question about the Goetia and the spirit seer. I've been doing research for some time now, and I'm considering summoning him. I'm studying the Intro to Hermetics by Franz, he says, Burton. And my question to you, do you believe that I'll be able to summon seer after completion of the book? Now, I have great reputation for the reputation of Franz Burton. And but it's just one of those things. I've never gotten into him, so I can't speak with authority, except that people that I respect respect his works. Okay, dear, what's your name? Do what thou wilt should be the whole of the law. I haven't read the Barden book. If you want my view and experiences with Goetic evocation, see my books, My Life of the Spirits and Aleister Crowley's Illustrated Goetia. That being said, let me add that I was ill-equipped for my first and in many respects my most significant evocation. I asked my magical superior if I should do it. She said, no, don't do it, adding that I didn't understand the theory of evocation and that I should concentrate on the Holy Guardian Angel. I did it anyway. Not because I didn't respect her opinion, but because I truly was at the end of my rope and failure meant an unthinkable alternative. When you're that motivated, you're willing to plunge to hell of your own neppish and force that little devil to help. You see, you have to make it personal. It's the spirit who's withholding the object of your operation. Okay, this is the romance of it. This spirit can't help you if it's not already the problem. Can you see what I'm talking about? Let's not look at this objectively like there's this imp from hell that's causing your... No. If you summoned it and you think that it can help you, the only reason it can help you is if it's already your problem. You're talking to the right guy then. It's the spirit who's withholding the object of your operation. It's the spirit who's standing in your way. It's the spirit's fault you are in this situation. It's the spirit's fault you are unhappy. And you have to buy into that attitude for that short period of time that the evocation is in progress. You don't have to carry it with you for the rest of the day. You have to you have to bamboozle yourself before you can bamboozle the spirit. If you can't whip yourself up to achieve the wild and irrational state of mind where you're able to gather all your frustration, all your fears, all your unhappiness, all your troubles, all the evil in your life, and focus that poisonous blame on one demon you are capturing and controlling for the first time in your life. One demon who must now be convinced that you are even crazier than it is. So crazy, you've come to hell to grab it by the throat. Just a figure of speech, stay in the circle. So crazy that you will, without hesitation, annihilate it if it won't do your bidding. If you can't get to that point, then you might not really be at the end of your rope. I will neither encourage nor discourage you in this endeavor. I will add only that when you evoke a spirit, you evoke an adventure. If you do it, don't be concerned with actually seeing the spirit or expecting any spooky phenomena. You may or may not get stuff like that. What you must get, however, is to that place where you can focus all the blame on it. When you are there, you'll know it. And the spirit will be present. Then waste no time. Give it reasonable orders and a reasonable time to do its job. Have all of this worked out in advance. Don't negotiate. For Christ's sake, don't negotiate. Don't get drawn into a conversation. Tell it when it does, your command, you will be a kind and supportive master. If it doesn't, you will utterly annihilate its sigil, and with its sigil, it. Force it to agree, then give it license to depart. If it fails, conjure it again and tell it how pissed off you are at it. Take a copy of its sigil. If you want, torture it a little bit by passing it through a flame. Then, if you think it deserves it, give it one more chance in a very short time to obey. If it fails again, conjure it again, make good on your threat, and burn its sigil. And if it succeeds, if you get the object of your operation, the first thing that will happen is you will tend to forget to thank it. Because when it succeeds because of the chain reactions of natural events, seemingly events that would have unfolded that way anyway. It's the last thing on your mind that, oh, I've got to thank this guy for doing this, for making me the type of person that this stuff unfolds before. don't forget to thank it. Okay. Don't promise to do anything besides have your gratitude. And if that gratitude includes, you know, making a little carving a sigil in a stone or metal or something honoring it. If you'll notice on many of my books, let's see, do I have one handy? On many of my books, I put the sigil of Oribos on the cover somewhere as a thank you. Anyway, I tell this person, what do you got to lose? Love is the law, love under will. Okay, that's what my little talk about Andromalius. When they appear, you show it your badge of authority here with a pentagram of Solomon. And anyway, this is sort of a kind of plastic thing. I've got the star carved there. And when I use other spirits, I just detach this and stick another paper sigil in there. Anyway, that's it for the order of Monday morning. Hope you all have a good week ahead of you. Constance and I are watching the Ken Burns documentary, The American Revolution. Now, I don't care if you're not even American, if you're watching this, in another country, please watch it. It's 2 hours a night. The first set was last night. We've even canceled Monday Night Magic class tonight because we don't want to miss another episode. It is so good. It is so educational. And believe it or not, it is so timely. All of the events and the circumstances and the challenges that led to the revolution are being mirrored in today's events to an uncanny degree. And I'm only hoping that it's not too late for those of us here to draw lessons from those events. Okay, that's it for today. Continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. We'll see you tomorrow. Until then, be good to yourself. Then turn around and be good to others, each other, all others. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law. Love under will